Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam. My voice is slowly returning, however, it still sounds like trash. Nevertheless, that is not going to change the fact that I want to talk about Gladiator. And judging from the title, in that Gladiator is better than you remember, I'm sure there are some of you who are side-eyeing me like, Ryan, it's Gladiator. Of course it's good. But let me explain. Gladiator, for me, is one of those movies that I just kind of forget about, and then I just think about watching it. I do. And then I'm quickly reminded why it's awesome. And I think that Gladiator is one of those movies that everybody just kind of forgets about for a bit, but then it gets sudden bursts of activity of like, oh my god, this movie's incredible. And so in this video, I wanted to just low-key gush about this movie because, yeah, Gladiator is awesome. This will be a spoiler-free video, so in case you have not seen it, I will not be spoiling any major plot points. So with that out of the way, let's dig in. Gladiator was directed by Ridley Scott, director of Alien, Blade Runner, and a ton of other really good movies, and it starred Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix, Richard Harris, Djimon Hounsou, and many others. It tells the story of Maximus Decimus Meridius, played by Russell Crowe. He is the general of a group of Roman centurions. Not only is he beloved by his comrades, but he is also very good at his job. Where the movie begins, we see him wrapping up a very long and tiresome campaign in the Germanic territories, and all he wants to do is to just go home and live out the rest of his days on his farm with his beautiful wife and son. Sounds good, right? Well, you know those memes that have been going around lately about how your fall plans and then Delta variant? Meet the Delta variant, in the form of Commodus, played by Joaquin Phoenix. In a fit of jealous rage, he ends up killing his father, the Emperor of Rome, Marcus Aurelius, played by Richard Harris, and exiling Maximus and branding him a traitor. Oh yeah, and also burning down his farm and killing his entire family and crucifying them. So yeah, real quality person here. And the rest of the movie is essentially a revenge mission on the part of Maximus, him being sold into slavery, becoming a gladiator, becoming beloved by the people of Rome, but keeping one mission in mind, to take out the man who destroyed his entire life. As I said, this movie was directed by Ridley Scott, and I think it's fairly safe to say that his legacy was more than solidified with the creation of Alien and Blade Runner, especially in terms of the former. However, Ridley Scott is one of those directors that just when you think he has finally peaked, he makes something that is just as good, if not better, and that goes double for Gladiator. I think my favorite Ridley Scott movie may be still Alien, however Gladiator is a very close second. Firstly, we gotta talk about Russell Crowe as Maximus. He ended up winning the Best Actor Oscar for this, and that was well deserved. And you could tell that Ridley Scott had a lot of love for this character. All of the iconic lines are given to him, from, "Are you not entertained?" to the whole, "My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, husband to a dead wife, father to a dead son, and I will have my revenge in this life or the next." I may have butchered some of that, but all of the big speeches and lines are given to Maximus, and they're still awesome. But Maximus isn't some generic soldier trope, or he's not just some speech machine. He's actually a person. You get right away, you immediately sympathize with him because all he wants to do is he wants to just get this war over with so he can retire. Like, he's more than earned it. The movie does a good job of showing that he's been doing this for a very long time. One of the more effective scenes in the whole movie is when Maximus rides to where his home used to be and he encounters his dead wife and son. Oh, that scene does not get any easier to watch. If Maximus is lawful good, then Commodus is chaotic evil. Like I said, he's played by Joaquin Phoenix. And I have to say, Joaquin Phoenix must be in the conversation for, like, the greatest character actors of all time. This dude is a chameleon. Like, I never see Joaquin Phoenix on the screen. I see Commodus, or Johnny Cash, or Arthur Fleck. I don't see a person playing an actor. And so with that in mind, Commodus is a complete and total bastard. And I don't like to curse on this channel just because I don't know who may be watching, but that's the best way to describe him. Commodus, in his tiny mind, is so fixated on being beloved that he just drives everyone away. The things that he does in this movie are just truly monstrous. I'd have to go into spoilers, so I won't go into specifics here, but essentially, when I was rewatching this with my dad, I turned to him at a certain point and I told him, "Hey Dad, not only is this guy a jackass, but he's also a creep." What makes it even worse is the fact that Commodus, if it were a fair fight, he'd have no chance against Maximus, but he throws the book at him, and Maximus is like, "Okay," and he just calls out all of Commodus's bluffs. Even in a particular part when Commodus says a pretty nasty remark about Maximus's dead wife, Maximus is like, "You're just all bluster, dude. Your days are numbered." It's a great dynamic. Joaquin Phoenix has always understood the assignment. That's all I will say. The rest of the supporting cast is great as well. You got Connie Nielsen as Marcus Aurelius' daughter. She has few pretty good and very tense scenes there as well. You have Digimon Hansu, who I swear to God, that man is ageless. He has looked the same for like 20 years. And then you have Oliver Reed, which this turned out to be his final movie. Oliver Reed was a legendary character actor throughout the 50s and 60s, and he actually died during the production of this movie. And wow, what a way to go out, because he as Proximo, I kind of forgot how good he was in this movie, and Oliver Reed just knocked it out of the ballpark. His role is limited, but when you do see him, he is excellent. And this being a sword and sandals movie, there are a lot of sword fights here, and the sword fights are great, especially this one involving a gladiator that comes out of retirement and some lions. You will know it when you see it, but this movie definitely earned its rated R rating. There are a lot of very juicy kills. However, everything is done in camera. It looks as if all the stunts were done on set, and whatever CGI is used is primarily used for the crowd. Everything else is done on location. You know, I hate to use the term movies like this aren't made anymore, but movies like this aren't made anymore because half of these battles would have been done using some form of motion capture, but not Gladiator. It was upon this rewatch that I said to myself, you know, this plot is very eerily similar to Ben-Hur. And while there is no chariot race here, there is a great deal of other action sequences that are filmed so incredibly well. Ridley Scott just outdid himself with this. In my research, I've seen that there were some reviews online saying that this movie is bad because it was historically inaccurate. And to a certain extent, I can understand the grievance. However, this movie never really said that it was trying to be historically accurate. In my research, I found that Ridley Scott made it a point to try and portray Roman culture in as accurate a fashion as possible. He hired on several historians to try and make this look as about close to accurate as possible. And some stuff had to be left on the cutting room floor because it would have been too unbelievable to show. That is the state of the historical or accuracy, or however you want to call it. That's the state of it. There was some stuff that was too crazy that it had to be left out. I forgive this movie for being a little inaccurate because it tried its best to capture the general feel. However, if they went into too details, it would get severely muddled. However, now that I'm thinking about it, if anyone wants to make a Marcus Aurelius movie, I would love to see that, because that dude had an incredible life. I've read his book, I know several of his quotes, and that is a dude that is begging to be made a movie about of. That and Marcus Tullius Cicero. Someone get on top of that. I've also seen some complaints online that this movie kind of lays it on thick with the speeches For example, the "what you will do today will echo into eternity." And to a certain extent, I can see where they're coming from. However, I love the speeches. And I just love it when Maximus says, "Upon my signal, unleash hell." And at the end of the day, I don't think I can add on to this movie anything else that hasn't been said by people far more qualified than I am. This movie is an epic in every sense of the word. The production is lavish, everything is done practically to a certain extent, and whatever CGI is done, it's done incredibly well. The acting is top-notch, especially from Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix. The sword fights are amazing, the dialogue is great. This is a masterpiece in every sense of the word. But that is all for me. Thank you so much as always for watching. Next Sunday will be my first reaction to the Studio Ghibli film. Well, at least over here it's called The Secret Life of Arrietty, but in Japan it is just quite simply called Arrietty. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam. I'll see you in the next one.